Hi again guys, and welcome to episode 42 of D.A.R.C, or Does Anyone Really Care? The mini review series for cars which are seemingly underappreciated or underloved by the majority of Gran Turismo 6 players. Now this may seem a bit of a strange car to include in this series. It's not exactly the most exciting car of the series, and it's actually the slowest car of this series. It is, as you can see, the Nissan Leaf. So why on earth am I including the Nissan Leaf in the D.A.R.C series? Who cares about this car? Well, I'll tell you why. It may not be a particularly quick car. As it happens, it's speed limited to 94 miles per hour. So by far, it's the slowest car in this series. But it has a trick up its sleeve. And the trick that it has up its sleeve is the same trick that every electric vehicle on Gran Turismo 6 has. And that is, and this isn't that well known because most people don't spend much time tuning or driving electric vehicles, but that trick is the top speed of electric cars on Gran Turismo 6 has no relevance whatsoever to its power. So you can restrict the power of an electric car as much as you want, and the top speed remains exactly the same. You can also increase or decrease the weight, and it has no effect on the top speed at all. Obviously it affects the acceleration, but it still gets there regardless of how long it takes. And generally, even with reduced power, it's still pretty quick because most electric vehicles don't have gears. And that's the trick about this car. See, fully tuned, and obviously you can't upgrade the electric motor itself, you can't with any of the electric vehicles on this game, but with, say, the weight loss package, etc., you can tune this car up to a maximum PP of 349, so it's not exactly a stonkingly quick car. And to be honest, it's not very competitive for the 350 PP category. It's okay, but its speed limiter does hamper it on most tracks. However, if you restrict this car down to, say, the 275 PP category, it's very effective. Because, although you've restricted it down from 349 to 275, which for most cars would mean a massive drop in performance, for this car, it doesn't. For this car, it has the exact same top speed at 275 as it would at 349 or any other PP. So actually, for the 275 PP category or even lower, this is actually one of the quickest cars you can get. Because although some of the other cars in that category may have quicker acceleration, mainly due to weight, this car's top speed is still superior to many other cars in that ultra low PP category. And that is an advantage. It makes the Leaf and all of the other electric vehicles kind of sleeper cars, because people often don't even realise that little secret. And most people don't really care about electric cars, so they don't give it a second thought in the first place. Now, what's it like apart from its top speed? Because obviously top speed isn't everything. Handling is also important, brakes, acceleration, etc. Well, fully tuned, as we already said, it sits at 349. The power cannot be upgraded, like any of the electric vehicles on Gran Turismo 6, so this car sits at 107 horsepower. The weight, however, can be reduced, and it is a pretty heavy car, even with the weight loss package. It weighs 1,216 kilos after its full weight loss package, and that's the case with many of the electric vehicles, mainly due to their battery size. It does make them significantly heavier than their rivals. But I have to say, despite the fact that even with the weight loss package and still being a heavy vehicle, it does handle extremely well. The fact that there's no gears to go through means that it has seamless acceleration, it's very smooth to drive, and because there's no noise, you actually end up taking corners much quicker than you think you are, because there's no noise that would usually be there with that kind of performance. The brakes as well are excellent. Incidentally, this is a front-wheel drive vehicle, but to be honest, you can't even tell. There's no understeer whatsoever. It does not handle like a front-wheel drive car at all. It handles way better. There's tons of grip. The handling is fantastic. The turn-in is brilliant. It makes a fantastic city car. And overall, it's a very fun car to drive. Now, it costs 41,000 credits, so not particularly cheap, but not too expensive either. So if you need a car for ultra-low PP racing, I would definitely give this car a try. And that's it for this episode. So I'll see you guys next time. I would strongly recommend that you give this car a try at least once. And as always, thanks for watching.